Labyrinth. This is episode 39, even though I keep screwing up and putting the wrong number on it. But this is 39 because we put an episode out and messed up that wasn't our show, and it messed up the count. So we're at 39, and we'll just go from there. I'm a little nasally today because I did yard work yesterday, bagged up all the leaves in my backyard. That was a lot of fun. I got blisters all over my hands.
Beautiful yesterday.
Jeff, you live in an apartment. Steph, you have a house. Who does all the yard work at your house?
Oh, it's it's split pretty evenly. I love doing yard work. I truly enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's very relaxing to me. So we argue over it sometimes because he feels like he's a man and he should do these things, and I like to mow the lawn. It's like it's a thing for me. So yeah, we kind of split it.
Yeah, it's not too bad mowing the lawn. I hated it when I was a kid because it was a chore, but I like doing it now. You get out, get some air. Of course, I normally wear a mask when I do the yard. I wear an N95 mask because I don't like dust or pollen or any of that shit. But because I have to wear a mask everywhere I go outside of my house, I've decided that I'm just going to take a Zyrtec. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Get some breaths in you.
That's not the only thing I want in me. The hurricane or whatever that we had last week, Sally, did that affect either of you? Did your power go out or anything?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
No, we didn't have a power outage either, but we did have sticks all over the yard. Sticks.
Yay.
Lots of sticks. Beautiful sticks.
Yeah, there was a lot of...
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Yeah, I had to clean up Dennis D. Young. His body was littered all over my backyard. Just torn.
Yeah, I had some piles of carcosa all over the yard.
Carcosa? Yes, Carcosa.
From True Detective,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Also from, what is that show that we're all watching now? Raised by Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Get to in a little bit. So hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Jeff, how was your birthday last week?
It was okay.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Nothing.
Nothing. I thought you went out to dinner with Walt.
We went out to lunch on Saturday.
Okay, you went out to lunch with Walt from the
Wilder Ride.
Wilder Ride podcast. Yeah, how was that? Where'd you go?
Fun. Yeah, we went to this Greek place up off Windy Hill Road.
Where'd you go after that to eat, though? You went to the
That's
Greek?
where we went to eat.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a gay Jack Shack.
No.
Okay, you don't do that anymore?
Never.
No answer, so he's going to try to trick us. Oh, my goodness. So, okay, that's it. That's all I got for today.
Well, I've spent the last couple days getting texts from my mom about Revelations. So it's been a blast.
Oh, you tell. Why?
Well, because...
We're in end times.
We're in end times.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've told her, it's hard enough to drag myself into this job every day and put this fucking mask on and talk to people. If I'm doing it because it's all coming to an end anyway, why the hell am I bothering? What is the point? And she doesn't want me to get left behind. That's like the whole thing, is that there's not going to be any worries or trials.
Yeah, but if you get left behind, you can party your fucking ass off and there'll be less traffic.
I mean,
right?
I'll have to say, do I have to wear a mask if I get left behind? Because if I don't, fuck it. Leave me here. I don't care.
You can wear a hedonist mask, the zipper mask. You can wear that because it's just going to be everything. It's just going to be OnlyFans. Every city, state, region in the country is just going to be naked people and people doing, debasing each other. That's what's going to happen. I saw that movie with Nicolas Cage. Didn't they make a movie out of that guy's books? That Christian guy, Jeff. You read all those books, right? What were they called? Left Behind? Is that what it was?
Behind.
And then they made a movie with
Kirk Cameron.
Kirk Cameron, yeah.
Kirk Cameron was in the Nicolas Cage movie?
No, he was in his own.
Oh.
I think Nicolas Cage made a different movie.
Which one was better?
I don't know if I ever saw the Nicolas Cage one.
I don't think anybody saw the Nicolas Cage one. What happened to that guy? Poor Nicolas Cage. He's a good actor.
He puts out like 20 movies a year. And
a lot
two of them will be good.
Yeah,
two of them will be good.
Yeah, two of them will be good. I can't recall the last movie I saw. I always was hoped that Ghost Rider would have been a good film because when I was a kid, I loved the Ghost Rider comic book. I thought that character was cool. And I thought, I can handle Nick Cage playing him. Terrible movie.
I'm surprised they haven't
boring.
a Marvel series of that.
They should do an animated one so they don't have to spend a lot of money. That should be the key to everything nowadays. Animate.
The new Ghost Rider was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the one that has the car.
Oh, I don't want a car. Why didn't you have a motorcycle?
Yeah, because the new Ghost Rider has a car.
Is it a woman?
No, it's a Hispanic dude.
Okay, I can handle that.
Well, you're not riding a car, are you?
No, come on.
Be a ghost driver.
So many stupid things. Speaking of Marvel and movies like that, did you guys see Tatiana Maslany? Maslany was named as
She-Hulk.
I'm pretty excited about that. I like her. She's a good actor.
So no more her on Perry Mason, I guess.
She could always come back, but I kind of think they wrapped that up, didn't they? Like,
I guess they wrapped up that whole dead baby storyline.
Yeah, I like that show. I really enjoyed it. There's been a lot of surprises in the era of COVID. We kicked it all off with the Tiger King, which captivated the country, but now that's stupid.
So much so that I watched Dancing with the Stars this week.
You did?
Just to see Carol Baskin.
Did you watch it, Steph?
No.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either. But how'd she do?
She did all right. She scored the least amount of points, so she'll probably be the first one kicked off.
Yeah.
I was hoping they'd put a tiger on there.
She'd have to dance with
They danced to Eye of the Tiger and had a big tiger face behind them while they danced.
Oh, God bless it. I hate this world. I hate it.
I like the commercial that her ex-husband's parent or family made. So we know she killed him. They fucking ran it. Oh well, I want him. That guy. I want the Tiger King. I want President Trump to pardon him whether he wins or loses after the election. I just want Trump to pardon the Tiger King. I don't know him, but let him out. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't kill her. Then I can come out and go after that bitch.
I don't care if he kills Carol Baskins, but he did kill the shit out of those tigers, so I hope he rots in hell.
That is true. He did kill the shit out of some tigers. What was I supposed to do with them?
Either that or let him starve.
Yeah, let him starve. Carol Baskin stick on my fucking money, that goddamn fat bitch. Oh, God. So I guess there's some shit going on. Today on the show, we're going to be talking about the two shows that we're really digging, and those two shows are The Boys. I think this episode was good, this most recent one. And, of course, Raised by Wolves, which just keeps exceeding my expectations for what a show like that is supposed to be. I am so digging it, and I thought for a minute, and Steph and I will get into that later, maybe Jeff feels the same way, that there might be a little plot twist that will really enrage me, because I hate it when shows do this. So we'll talk about that in a little while. But Stephanie, you got some news stories.
Just very briefly, I don't know if you see my Pepsi Max. I'm a big fan of this, especially when I need to get jacked up before a show when I'm sleepy. Well, now Pepsi is going to be coming out with something to put you to sleep.
What is it?
It's called Driftwell.
So it's Pepsi with what in it?
It's got lavender and black, like lavender and blackberry is the flavor notes, and then it's going to have 10% of your daily need of magnesium, and then some theanine and green tea. There you go. I don't know how to pronounce it, but those are supposed to like increase your levels of feel-good neurotransmitters.
Oh.
And then supposedly you'll relax and then you'll go to sleep.
Okay.
But it can't hold a Coke. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's an enhanced water is what it is. But so Driftwell will be hitting the shelves in December, and it is $18 for a pack of 10.
Fuck that. You know what? A jar of melatonin is like $8.
Thank you.
It's just melatonin CBD gummies.
Oh, have you tried those? Are they good?
I heard they're good.
Let me write that down. Steph, have you tried
those?
Those
are good. No, they are good. I took melatonin for a while, and then I realized it was making me a big bitch. So I quit taking it. Yeah. It starts to affect your daily attitude. And I thought like, oh, it's because I'm just getting older. But no, it was making me into a turd. So I just quit taking them. And then now I'm just a regular bitch, just a bitch every other few days.
You're not a melatonin bitch now. You're just a standard bitch.
Exactly. Just a regular bitch. It was, I was getting like horrible road rage and just flying off the handle at people at work and shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it really started getting to me.
I was supposed to go see my nieces play softball, and I overslept. Well, I woke up early, and then I fell asleep, so I wasn't able to go. And I got on the road. I'm like, I'm gonna make it. And 285 was completely shut down going west because they're doing construction over by 400 or whatever. And I was like, I just, started, spazzing out. So I just turned around and went home. And that's why I did the yard work. I raked all my leaves out of the backyard instead of using the leaf blower because I wanted to punish myself.
It was the anger from down the road.
Excuse me?
You turned into She-Hulk?
I did turn into She-Hulk. My clit was a massive thumb.
It's when it throbs like that. The only thing you can do is rake.
What, your giant She-Hulk clit?
Mm-hmm. just gotta rake it out.
It's green.
Rake it till it goes away.
She'd probably knock your head off like a fire.
Well, we were already talking about it, but very cool that Raised by Wolves has gotten renewed for season 2.
How many more episodes are there?
1.
So there's 7 this season, or are there 8? Oh, yeah, that's right, because I watched 6 and 7. Okay.
Yeah, you know how they're dropping them kind of weird, right? So they gave us 3 right off the bat.
3 and then 2 and 2 and then 1.
Okay.
It's a very odd way to do it. Which I was excited when I got on there Friday and saw that there was 2 in there. But yeah, so they are going to renew it, and they're super excited. They already got their storyline mapped out for season 2 already. So whatever's going to happen after season 8.
Now we have to see what happens after episode 8, right? Because we don't know where it's going. Although the ending of episode 7 was fucking cool as shit. I knew there was something wrong with Father because his finger kept twitching. Mm-hmm. Not without spoiling anything if you guys haven't seen the show, but really have nothing but praise for it. It's one of those surprises that I saw you guys talking about it. I'm like, I check this out because I like Ridley Scott's universe, that all that alien type stuff, like we mentioned last week, the Giger art. And it's just really, really good. So
I find myself pulling for the necromancer.
You do? How come?
Yeah, totally.
I do. I'm like, I hope she kills everybody.
Well, what's going on with dude, man? He's like snapping it. So let's back up a little bit. So given what happened in the last 2 episodes, I started thinking, and Steph, when we had this parallel thought, so Jeff, you weigh in on this too. Are they trapped in the simulation modules from the mothership? You think and this is all a simulation?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And Steph, are you leaning that way or no?
I was beginning to wonder that, and we both agreed that if that is what this is, we are going to be fucking mad as hell.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm hoping that's not it.
So let's go that it's not that, but the planet has to be have its own intelligence then, no?
That's what I was
Something
thinking.
going on with that big ship and that hole and everything.
Yeah. And what about the guy, the atheist inventor guy who reprogrammed Mother, the necromancer?
Right. I mean, I feel like he's going to make another appearance somehow, at least maybe AI of him.
Yeah.
Whatever, but I don't know. I mean, maybe the planet is alive in its own way.
I think the planet is alive. I think that it's controlling Marcus, and he's kind of like losing his mind. So we'll just have to see what happens in episode 8. I did like the zero gravity screwing, and the shower or the flood of jisms. Did you know what I'm talking about? When that whole room,
milk shower?
Yeah, the milk shower. But I was like, okay. And it was funny because I watched it right after I watched this week's episode of The Boys, or the last episode of The Boys. And it's like both shows I watched had zero gravity fucking it. So it was pretty interesting.
We'll get that to look forward to.
Oh, yeah.
Raised by Wolves.
Doing what?
BDSM.
Or just sex. Superman, you don't see him ever banging Lois Lane.
But it would be like that, I would imagine, especially if they're 2 villains.
Yeah.
It's not going to be tender.
I'd hate to have sex with Supergirl.
Oh, you mean like Starlight or real Supergirl?
No, the real Supergirl, because inner hymen always repairs itself.
Oh.
Gross.
What?
That is something.
If we were a radio show, you would have played the sound. All right. So everybody, if you're not watching it, watch Raised by Wolves, and we'll be talking about it more after the series finale, season
finale.
Yeah, I'm very excited about next week. I'm hoping, that's going to lead us into a good direction here. But did you guys watch the Emmys last night?
No.
I did.
What'd you think of them, Jeff?
It was weird.
Well, I know you were jacked because you sent me the text that Schitt's Creek won
Literally, they won all the fucking Emmys.
It was the first time
The
ever.
drama.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was the first time ever that a comedy had won. They won Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress. They won for directing. I mean, it was insane how many awards they won.
Now,
Nothing
how
for
come?
Chris Elliott, though, because he quit the show in season 4.
Oh, he did. How come they got so much? It's because they're not coming back.
Yeah, because it ended.
Okay.
And because Eugene Levy, however you pronounce it,
Mm-hmm.
and Catherine O'Hara have never got any Emmys before. So,
Oh, good for them.
yeah, of course they deserve them.
What did they beat out?
Oh, geez. They were up.
What We Do in the
against-
Shadows and other stuff like that.
I know, Tim, but I really feel like you should watch the show, and I think that it was because it was the last season, and people just kind of caught on to the show through Netflix over the last couple of seasons. I know I
Right.
did. I mean, I
On
kept
Netflix
hearing
right
about it.
It was on
that-
some weird channel before, and nobody ever saw it. But now that it went on Netflix, that's when everybody caught on.
It was on the Pop Network.
Yeah, Pop Network.
And I tried to watch it the first season that it was on, but it wasn't even an HD channel. It was all blah. And I'm like, I'm not even going to fool with this crap. And then when it landed on Netflix, I was like, I'll get around to it. And then everybody just kept going off about it. And so we started watching it a couple months ago, binged all of it. Ended up buying the last season because you got to buy it on Prime or something, or you can watch it for free on YouTube if you do the free trial. But yeah, it's really good. I was really happy for all of them, and it was really great. I don't know if you can run through those winners if you feel like it, or we can just skip
It's
over
all
it.
Schitt's Creek.
Well, I mean, some of it's not. I mean, Regina
Watchmen.
King won for,
Simple.
How many did Watchmen pick up?
I think they won Best Director or something for Lindelof and the other guy.
I have to say that any award show where there's a drama category and Better Call Saul doesn't get any nominations or wins,
that was.
it's
Well,
bullshit.
they got one nomination for something.
What, best sound?
No, I don't know. For that episode where he drinks the piss.
Rhea Seehorn deserves an Emmy. Bob Odenkirk deserves an Emmy. Has he won yet? I don't think so, right?
No.
No.
And
They're both-
how did Ruth win? Ruth beat Meryl Streep, for God's sakes.
Right, from Ozark.
That is nonsense.
Oh, Ruth? Yeah, no doubt.
Nonsense. Meryl Streep, I don't care if Meryl Streep did a fucking toothpaste commercial. She would still beat her. I mean, there's just no way.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I don't know. I think these are becoming less and less important, these award shows. And, I mean, I don't know. I used to find them fun to watch. I just don't care anymore.
no, they said the viewership was down 40%.
Right. I mean, who wants to watch and shit without an audience unless it's pro football, which I was glued to all day on Sunday.
Would you watch that stunning Falcons performance?
Yeah, I was laughing my ass off. I knew they were going to blow it.
Of course.
I thought the Bills might lose too, but they didn't.
Football's over.
Oh, come on. Just because they're 0-2.
Well, the
And
Lions, too.
Saquon
They suck
Barkley
dick.
tore his ACL.
Yes. Oh, he tore his ACL. Oh, shit. He's done for good then, isn't he, Saquon Barkley?
At least for the season.
Yeah, that sucks. I like him. I like watching him play too. Did the Lions lose this weekend?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I figured.
Oh yeah, but you know who's also been a big loser, which came out today, was Ellen's show came back and she made a big apology to everybody for her producers like raping everyone.
Raping? Is that what was going on? Sexual harassment?
There was some Me Too shit going on behind the scenes.
There was a bunch of shit, and apparently, you know how she's so mean. She's mean.
Go ahead. See, that's my problem. I was yelling at the TV while I was watching her give her speech. Like, if you can't handle working at a place where people tell you what to do, or you get bossed around, or they don't constantly kick your ass or pat you on the back, then you got no business working. This whole generation, man, it seems like they can't handle any criticism. Oh, he's being mean. It's a tax.
How come everybody's giving Ellen a bunch of shit, but Steve Harvey said that shit about, don't even look at me when I come in the studio, and nobody gives him any crap
He
about
caught
it.
hell about that too, though. He caught hell about it, and I don't
He
think
hasn't had to
should.
go on a big apology tour like Ellen has to.
Because he's not a pussy.
Well, and that was just him saying that shit. She's had all these producers come out, and apparently they were inappropriate, I guess, in many ways.
Producers were appropriate, then they need
Yeah, all three of them got fired.
But if she's being a bitch or being pushy or being mean, that's just the way she's the star of the show. You're lucky to be there. You're lucky to work in TV. You're lucky to work at a place like that. If somebody doesn't, kiss your ass or make you feel good and safe, well, then go find another job. I mean, cutthroat industry. Quit being a baby.
That's why me and Steph cower in fear of you and your awesome.
I text Steph. I'm like, what's it going to be like today, man? I just don't know.
I could maybe at the beginning of the pandemic, that might have been possibly, hey, fuck off.
You're the be kind lady.
Yeah, I like Ellen DeGeneres. I don't like that show, but anytime I've watched it, I've thought, I like it. But I always thought she was funny. Her old show was funny, and I've always liked her. So she's just, so what if she's a bitch? I'm sure it just drives me crazy. Anyway,
you know how people do. They always want to come for you when you got the crown.
Oh, she was mean to me.
And she probably was mean to you, but get over it. I mean, but the producers being freaks and touching you or saying any kind of sick shit to you, no, you shouldn't have put up with that crap.
Speaking of that, I just watched the video I saw on Reddit of Chris Collinsworth when he was a wide receiver still for the Bengals. He was young. It was like some Entertainment Tonight show, and it was so 80s. He's like, yeah, I like to find the girls, or I like the girls that aren't too bright. They're a lot easier for me to get. And he's like, I'm pretty popular with a 14 to 18-year-old crowd, but once they turn 19, they figured me out, and I don't get them anymore. I was like, whoa, they aired that on television. 14 to 18, I like that.
What do you expect? He's a Bengal. He's a bungle.
He said, before I had money, nobody paid attention. Now I walk around with $100 bills coming out of my pocket.
Get out of here.
You liked them young, didn't you, Chris? Like falling out.
Anyhow, so is that your stories? Is it?
It's all good.
Everybody listen. Stickers and pins are going to be ordered on Friday. Jeff designed some really cool Radio Labyrinth pop culture type logos, which I'll be debuting this week, first on Patreon, and then I'll start sharing them on social media. But listen, if you are a Patreon member, start going back to that site every day, because I'm going to post updates, ask us anything, stuff like that. And we actually have all agreed on one thing to do that we're going to start next week. So we're not going to plug it today, but we're going to surprise you next week with it. Steph came up with a good idea. And
no, I didn't come up with it.
Okay, well, Steph innovated an already existing idea for us that's new, and we're going to have fun doing it. How about that? Jeff, are you down with that or no?
Dishes are done, man.
So make sure you're checking the site. Radio Labyrinth Patreon is patreon.com/Tim Andrews. And once I get all the stickers and pins in the mail, then everybody that is due one will get one. I'll mail them out, and then we'll have some extras just as fun giveaways. But I'm excited about it. See, I'm wearing my Gilbert Gottfried Amazing Colossal Podcast orange wedge pin on my hat. And I'm looking for Cesar Romero so I can throw it at his ass. All right, I came up with an idea that I wanted to do to let me transform myself into you can ask questions, because something terrible happened to Reginald D. Nubbinsworth over the summer.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Did he catch the COVID?
Well, we'll have to ask his brother. This is Ian G. Nubbinsworth. I am Reginald's twin brother, so you don't have to change the artwork. That's fine. I'll wear my monocle on the other side, but no one will know. I only work at high-end red boxes that you'll find outside of a Trader Joe's or perhaps a Sprouts, but not in front of Kroger, please. And yes, I do socially distance from my other red box trolls, but I don't wear a mask. A mask is just another form of slavery, as the Attorney General Bob Barr has to say. It's just like it. So close to being in slavery and bondage, having to wear a piece of cotton on your face. So anyway, how are you guys? Ask me anything about my poor departed brother.
Departed? What happened?
Oh, Reggie. Well, Reggie, he died. He was doing his best. He was pretty much, he's always been an anti-vaxxer, this Reginald. He would never get a flu shot. And the red box trolls, well, we've been hit pretty hard by the COVID-19. It turns out that it is far Virulent and dangerous for the trolls.
I would imagine that the pencils are not the cleanest items, and if they're inserted in your anus, that you could
Right.
probably catch COVID pretty easily.
Well, listen, the thing about us, well, Reginald didn't like to use protection. Anytime I have my nub rubbed by the pencil, I have them put a rubber condom on top of the pencil so I don't catch the COVID. But Reginald, he lived life on the edge, as I'm sure you knew. You guys were close with him. I miss him terribly. He was a fine brother. Little bit of a rube.
He was a big Benicio del Toro fan.
Oh yes, he wouldn't stop talking about him. If it were up to him, Benicio del Toro would have been in every film ever made. That's okay for certain types of films, but Jane Eyre or Little Women, he doesn't need to be in them. I tried to explain that. So anyhow,
Rest in peace, Reginald.
pardon.
Rest in peace, Reginald.
Rest in peace. We still haven't buried him yet. He's got
He's
him.
still in the box?
He's in his shoebox in the
Why,
downstairs.
they sit in Shiva?
No, we're not Jewish people. We are all Protestants, member of the Church of England, the Anglican Church.
So you just got him like on the ice red box?
No, he's just in a shoebox in the basement. I figured if it stays chilly enough down there, it won't smell. And none of the animals have gotten at him yet. No flies or maggots. I check on him every week. We're going to have a big ceremony when the COVID passes. But like I said, us Red Box trolls, we have to wear masks and gloves and things. We're just going to get fucked. That's why we stay secluded inside of the machine where people get their horrible movies. But, well, I mean, seriously, you can watch just about anything streaming. I mean, you've got to be quite the hillbilly to walk up to a box and touch all those buttons and go, give me this movie. And then have to return it, please. Please. I have Roku inside of mine. That's how elegant we are at Trader Joe's. And plus, there's better food, and they do have nice, thick pencils at Trader Joe's. So anyway, I was contacted by Tim telepathically, and he said, listen, Ian, we haven't had a Red Box troll in almost a year, and we would certainly like you to come on by. I have an idea. And I said, I like your idea. It's called Rad Libs, and it's based on Mad Libs that maybe Gen X children played as, or Gen X adults played as children. You sit around a campfire, and every other word would be the F word or dog poop or something crazy. And you made real dirty Mad Libs. Well, this is... what I'm going to do with this is give you the opportunity to give me the various items that go into making a Mad Lib. You following me?
Dildo.
No, not yet. You have to. You're going to take turns, by the way. And there's only two because I figured this would take a very long time. And I don't want it to be boring. I don't think it will be. So we'll go back and forth. And then after, I'll read it. And then you got to guess the movie. Are we ready?
I guess.
Sure.
Sure.
Understand the rules of Mad Libs?
Let
Yeah.
Jeff go first.
Why?
Dildo.
Ladies first.
I don't know what I'm doing. It's what someone wanted
I'm
Jeff
going to ask you for a noun, an adjective, an it's like, do you not know the rules? Have you ever played?
I think I remember having a book of ad libs that I played on the bus one time.
Yes. Well, that's one way of remembering. Maybe girls didn't like Mad Libs. I don't know. But, okay, so basically the premise is I'm going to ask you for a noun or a verb or an adjective or something like that. You're going to give it to me. I'm going to insert it in place of the word that I am taking out of a movie synopsis. Then I'm going to read it as a Mad Lib or a Rad Lib, and then you got to guess what movie it is.
Okay, so I have to come up with this verb and noun.
You get it now. You'll see.
Okay.
I'll let Jeff go. Noun, living thing.
Cactus.
Stephanie, city.
Memphis.
Jeff, noun.
Dildo.
Jesus Christ. Stephanie, proper name.
Ted.
And a last name.
Galwinker.
Oh, I know him. Yes, he works at Tesco. Jeff, adjective.
Disturbingly.
Well, that'll work well. Stephanie, past tense verb.
Ran.
Pick another.
Pumped.
There we go. Jeff, noun.
Cigarette.
Oh. Okay. I see. Ed Galwinker. Stephanie, verb.
Touching.
Jeffrey, adjective.
Brown.
Okay. Stephanie, verb.
Jacking.
Jeff, adjective.
Get all the adjectives. Stupid.
Okay. Stephanie, noun.
Vase.
Jeff, adverb.
Quickly.
Just add an ly to. Stephanie, adjective.
Smelly.
Oh, that's a good one. I have to type Ed Galwinker again. Copy and paste. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You got a computer in that red box?
Yes, I have an Apple, a Mac. Jeff, verb.
Walk.
Stephanie, noun.
Turd.
Oh, yes. Here we are again. Ed Galwinker. Winker. I'm sorry. He winks at gals, this Ed. Jeffrey, adjective. Or whose turn is it now? Jeffrey.
Jeff's.
Adjective.
Boring.
Like this game, I'm assuming. Stephanie, verb. It'll be funny. There's payoff. Stephanie, verb.
Jump.
Jump. Jeffrey, plural noun.
Penises.
Yes, that's the maturity I've come to expect. And last for this round, Stephanie, verb.
Dance.
That's ants.
Dancing.
Oh. All right. Now, let's see here now. Quickly. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. First one to know it, just shout it out. This is a film. Following the death of his Cactus Memphis dildo, Ed Galwinker becomes reckless and disturbed. When he is pumped and partnered with a cigarette, Ed Galwinker immediately starts touching with the brown cigarette. Together they jack a stupid vase trafficking ring. As they encounter quickly and smelly situations, Ed Galwinker and cigarette begin to walk a turd. Ed Galwinker's boring behavior might just help them jump the penises. If it doesn't dance them both first. Any
48 hours?
Close? Want me to repeat it?
Independence Day.
Very far. Very, very far away from Independence. I'll give you a hint. 80s movie. Buddies.
Twins.
Mullet.
Men at Work.
I'm getting too old for these penises.
Lethal Weapon.
Yes, there we are. Okay, did you like that or no?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was fun.
All right, now we'll do the second one and move along, as they say. Stop boring people. Okay, Jeffrey, first name.
Gary.
Stephanie, geographical location.
The Northern Hemisphere.
Jeffrey, relative.
Grandpa.
Stephanie, first name of the grandpa.
Clyde.
Jeffrey, noun.
Dick.
Okay. Stephanie, plural noun.
Towns.
Jeffrey, activity. Physical activity.
Drooling.
Stephanie, chain store.
Chain store.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph's.
Ralph's. Jeffrey, adverb.
Disgustingly.
Yes. Stephanie, last name.
Amelmahay.
All right, I think I can spell. It can be ethnic.
It can be ethnic.
Oh, sure.
O'Goulahan.
What the fuck? All right. Jeffrey, career title. Or job title, something like that.
President.
President, okay. Stephanie, noun.
Dog.
Dog. Jeffrey, hang on a second. I have to type O'Goulahan again. So I don't forget it. Jeff, noun, body part.
Finger.
Stephanie, verb.
Masturbating.
Jeff, adjective.
Purple.
What?
Purple.
Okay. Stephanie, activity.
Masturbating.
Oh, we already used that. Think of another one.
Soccer.
Oh, that's a good one. Jeffrey, verb.
Masturbating.
Oh, no. Fart. Sounds good.
Yeah, fart.
Adjective, Steph.
Adjective. Sleepily.
No, that's an adverb.
Okay, slow.
Oh, there we are. Okay. This one, I think, will be different from the last. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yes.
All right. Gary moves to the Northern Hemisphere with his grandpa Clyde, but quickly finds himself the dick of a group of towns who study drooling at the Ralphs. Disgustingly, Gary befriends Mr. O'Goulahan, an unassuming president who just happens to be a dog arts master himself. O'Goulahan takes Gary under his finger, masturbating in a more purple form of sucker and preparing him to font against the slow Ralph's dojo.
Karate Kid.
Jeffrey, you are correct.
Very good. Very good, Jeff.
Yes, yes.
I was
There's a
going to say
dojo
Cobra
there.
Kai.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have gotten it. I mean, you wouldn't have gotten it if I hadn't said dojo. All right. Think we'll ever do that again?
Don't
Yeah,
know.
that's fun.
I like
I mean, I had a good time doing it. I feel like if I had a few drinks.
Oh, yes, you'd say masturbating even more. Oh, geez. Well, listen, back to the red box at the Trader Joe's for me. I'm hoping to eventually be at Whole Foods. That would be very nice. Ralph's. Who shops at Ralph's? I mean, it's literally California Kroger. Ugh, rotten meat. Anyway, cheerio. And again, we will be creating a what's that thing when you need money?
Charity.
GoFundMe.
Yeah, it's a GoFundMe. I need a little hand shovel to dig a hole for Reginald. Bury him. I had no worldly goods except for some pencils that were chewed. Anyway, very well, and I will talk to you again soon. I thought that was fun.
It was fun.
All right. We'll do it again then. We'll do it again. We'll do it
It was
again.
fun.
So let's talk about what we watched, shall we? We already talked about Raised by Wolves. What did you guys think of this week's episode or the most recent episode of The Boys?
I liked it. I thought it was much better than the last episode before that. A
Yeah?
lot more happening. A lot more stuff going on.
Right. I thought it was pretty damn good.
Black Noir coming after him in Grandma's house.
Yeah, no doubt. Now,
And the dog, Terror.
Terror's the best.
yeah, the dog was cool as shit. His aunt and his dog were cool characters, and I do like that they're starting to form even tighter bonds. You know, the group. Except for, of course, I can't think of her name. The chick.
Starlight.
No, the Asian lady, the Japanese girl.
Oh yeah.
Face Ripper.
That's not her name.
No, but she ripped that dude's face off.
I know she did. That was hilarious. Yeah, she's a gun for hire now. She's working for, the mafia or whatever, or just various groups. She's doing hits, getting paid to do it. So, I mean, shit. If you have that kind of power and you need money, why not, right?
Sure, I'd do it.
But Butcher I think, is starting to soften up to Huey, and now we know why, because Huey reminds him of his brother, which we didn't know that he had, his deceased brother, and so that's kind of cool. A-Train is, he's lamenting being kicked out of the Seven, and I love the whole way they have all those marketing people. They really are making fun of our current society so closely, don't you think?
Oh sure.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Whenever I loved,
and he won't tell me, so that means he's a good guy, because he'll ruin it.
The wife did it.
The wife did it. Yes, that's right. The wife from Presumed Innocent did it. That's right.
I think they're going to need Homelander's kid to beat him, though, in the end.
Yeah, I think so too. And poor Butcher there, he fucked that up with his was she his wife or his girlfriend?
His wife.
Yeah.
His wife, yeah.
Some soup freak.
He's a soup freak. He's a cunt. He's a cunt. A soup freak cunt. Can't do his accent. I love that actor, by the way.
Oh God, he's my favorite Dredd.
Carl Urban, mine too. He's great as Dredd.
God, he's so good as Dredd.
I interviewed him when he did the first Dredd movie, and he was coming in for DragonCon also. So when I went down and met him, he was really cool. What a nice guy too, and he's not a bad Bones McCoy either.
I think he's a hell of a good Bones.
Yeah, he's got a good bone on him.
He definitely put a new spin on that character.
So the boys, everybody in agreement. It's a good show.
Yeah, I'm into it. Definitely into it.
And we know that there's going to be a third season, so yay.
Yes.
Let's see, what else did I watch this week? I'll just keep going. Everybody watched the first episode of Ratchet.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah, I canceled it as being my staff pick because it's not very good.
Yeah, I tried to.
I was excited for the premise because I like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but
yeah, me too.
It's not good.
Yeah, it looks
that Ryan Murphy bullshit.
What does that mean? Explain.
He's the guy that does American Horror Story and all that.
Yeah,
which I like American Horror Story. However, there are always problems with it.
Yeah.
It'll always start. Most of the time, it starts out strong with most of the seasons, and then it'll end fucked up or stupid or dumb. There's only a couple of seasons where I really enjoyed the first, like the Murder House, the first one, the second one of the Insane Asylum. That was bonkers. And the Coven one is pretty good.
That's my favorite, Coven.
And I like the hotel one with all the serial killers.
That's
that one had it
watched.
But all of the other ones, they've all ended. The Roanoke, Virginia one, that was just absolutely an abomination. I don't even know. I can't even. And this one is just beautifully. We were talking about that, Tim. It's very vivid and it's a beautiful show.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just boring. There's nothing.
Well, I don't understand the premise of the show. Why did we need to see that character in a prequel? I just don't understand it.
In this prequel.
Yeah. But I think Ken Kesey and who directed the movie, Milos Forman, they pretty much said everything that needed to be said as far as One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and that nurse, I think. I don't know.
I feel like they've given Ryan Murphy, he's gotten this huge development deal. I think he needs to just go sit down for a little bit.
Yeah.
Just take a break. You don't need to just keep coming out with shit just because you got the deal.
And she's constantly working. She's constantly working, so that's good. I like her. She's a good actress, and you could do worse than having her in something that you're producing. But she is a little ubiquitous when it comes to television shows, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna nope out on it. We tried the first episode, and I just didn't all the markers were there for me to like it. Corey Stoll, who's one of my favorite actors, I like him, and the Vision, the Vision isn't it? Speaking of that, I did watch that trailer a bunch.
Want the WandaVision?
Yeah, I want to watch that show. I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, that looks good.
But skipping all over the place, I like that voice, loosely based on James Mason.
10-15, Steph, how many did you watch? I watched 2.
10-15, I watched the first episode. It's hilarious, but I'm spacing it out. I don't want to just blow my wad on it.
Yeah, that's why I only watched 2.
So good.
What's Pen 15?
That's a show on Hulu with the two adult women playing teenage girls. And everybody else in the cast is like
12.
The real age.
Really? And it's good?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Is it supposed to be penis?
Yeah, Pen 15.
Yeah.
Tim, you would love it because it's they really get into the true awkwardness of being a 12, 13-year-old, like the real deal, gross.
Chris Collinsworth knows all about that. They're a lot easier when they're younger. They'll follow the money. I think I might tune into that show. What's it called again?
In 15. And it takes place in like 1996. They're
Those
both
QAnon people all
30s.
worked up, Chris.
It's on Hulu. All right, sorry to interrupt you. So it's on Hulu?
Yes. Yeah, you like it. It's really good.
Okay, I'll check it out. I didn't really watch much of anything else except for football and a couple episodes of Below Deck. Ned.
You got to check out this Expedition to the Edge show. It's like Below Deck, but without any passengers.
Okay.
And they're going through the Arctic, so I call it Below Zero Deck.
Expedition to the Edge.
Yeah, it's on Discovery Channel. It's pretty good. The captain is like Captain Clem. He's like a Matthew Berry character.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just watch one episode and see if you agree with me that Matthew Berry could be playing that guy.
That'll be my homework for the week. I'll watch
Yeah.
that. I didn't watch anything else. I just listened to some podcasts. Let's see. The Talking Sopranos with David Proval was great. He's Richie Aprile. He's such a warm and nice person. And those guys are great. I mean, those guys are great. You learn like shit tons of stuff about acting and how people get their roles and Hollywood and stuff. And that's why I like it so much because they recap the show, but the first half of the podcast. Have you guys both listened to that yet or tried it?
I have not.
Well, you're not as obsessed with the show as I am, but I mean, those guys are great at hosting a show together. They could be talking about anything and I'd listen because, Michael Imperioli is so serious, but he's really sardonic and sarcastic. And Steven Schripp is just super funny and he doesn't hold back. Well, I don't know. I don't like it. Anyway, but the David Proval was great. And then this week's episode is the season finale of season 2 that they're recapping. And they have Vinny Pastore on from who's Big Pussy.
Big Pussy.
Yeah, who got whacked. Yeah,
In the boat.
Sleeps with the fishes now.
Not in the face, okay, Tone? I'd fucking do it again. He's a rat fink. Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast did 2 episodes. I haven't listened to the second one yet with Malcolm McDowell. Again, he's a raconteur, man. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Stuff about the Beatles and meeting with Kubrick for A Clockwork Orange and how he got started in acting. And then there's a whole thing about he hosted Saturday Night Live when Gilbert was in the cast. So it was 1980. And he goes, it was dreadfully awful. The worst thing in my career. Very funny. Very funny. And then Steph's staff pick from last week, I got addicted to and blew through 5 episodes. So
Oh, you liked it, huh?
yeah, Where the Bodies Are Buried. The guy's a little bit of a nut
Oh, sure.
calling the serial killers in prison. And they're also nonchalant about what they did, except for, and I knew this, I knew to expect it, except for David Berkowitz, the son of Sam Killer, who's now the son of what? Son of Hope or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's like ridiculous. His was probably one of my least favorite.
Yeah,
He needs to interview the dog.
yeah, well, dog.
He wants to find out where the bodies are buried. He's got to talk to the dog.
There's all sorts of weird things that they didn't even get into when it comes to the Son of Sam murders. There's a couple of different conspiracies, which they sort of touched on it on this because one of the victims said he didn't think it was Berkowitz who shot him or whatever. The girl said it wasn't Berkowitz, that it was a woman who shot him. But Berkowitz has alleged that there were more than just he doing the killings, and that it was some sort of
Cult thing.
not a cult thing so much as it was like run by the CIA, which is what they say, or maybe the I don't know. You'd have to look into it, but if you're interested in that sort of thing, go to YouTube, type in Mae, M-A-E, Brussel, and Son of Sam. She lays it all out back in the late 70s. So anyway, that's my stuff. If you guys want to talk about
the one guy though, the one killer, Earl, the truck driver.
Yeah.
He
didn't give a shit.
Oh my God, him talking about killing these women.
Yeah.
It is
I lived with women. I choked their ass. Okay.
Oh God, it's hard to listen to because he just does not give a fuck at all, and he says, "I have no regrets, no remorse, none at all." Dumb bitches.
And he's a smart dude too. He's like, "Yeah, I did what I had to do so I could avoid the death penalty." Okay.
He's a total piece of shit. But I'm glad you liked it though. I thought it's different. It's different than what I've out of all the thousands of true crime shit that I listen to. It sets it apart is the fact that you're actually talking to them.
Oh, real quick, I also got caught up in what's that? Once Upon a Time in the Valley. Is that the name of it, Jeff? Is that finished now, or are they going to do more?
Yeah, that was the last one this week.
That was pretty interesting. There's three different takes on Tracy Lords. I fall into the category that she ratted herself out. That's what I.
Yeah, I mean, if she didn't have any ownership and all her old movies were become illegal, it makes a lot of sense to own that one movie that's legal and then make a shit ton of money off that.
Yeah, which she did.
Yeah,
sort of. Tracy, I love you, but that wasn't fun to watch because Chris Collinsworth didn't like it. I got all them old ones. I got New Wave Hookers and Country Cousin on DVD. I bought them in Singapore.
you can't have any of those movies, Mr. Collinsworth.
Well, I really enjoy New Wave Hookers. I was a big fan of Styx on Happy Days, and I thought he was great in New Wave Hookers, just banging the shit out of Ginger Lynn. But anyway, what? Hello?
But my staff pick is going to be that on Amazon Prime called Utopia. It's got John Cusack, Rainn Wilson, a bunch of other people. About some comic book geeks that get their hands on an underground comic book that depicts a conspiracy that may not be really a conspiracy.
Has it started yet?
No, it starts, I think, next week.
Oh, it's a series? It's not a movie?
Yeah, no, it's a series.
Oh, okay. I hadn't even heard of this.
Utopia, John Cusack. I've been leery of him lately because he's, gone nuts on social media, but he's a good actor, so who cares? I'll watch it.
And Rainn Wilson, too.
I like Rainn Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
6 Feet Under, remember him on there?
What was the staff pick? He was on that. That was his burst. That was his big break, right? 6 Feet Under. He was the first mortician, right?
He was a mortician that moved into the house, and he was a weirdo.
Was he banging the mother?
No, but I think there was weird stuff going on between them.
I got to watch that series again. It was really, really, really good. And it was one of those, it was one and done for me. Like some shows I'll go back and watch, again. Other shows I'll go back and watch 7,000 times, like The Sopranos. But what are you going to do?
And The Wire.
With The Wire, I haven't watched as much as The Sopranos. The last time I tried to do a rewatch of The Wire, I was done. I was like, I don't want to do the whole, the school one. That one's tough for me.
That one is tough.
Kids. I just feel terrible because like, oh, Jesus, this is what our schools are like? Fucking shit.
Watch Tremaine, man.
I should watch Tremaine. I should totally watch Tremaine. I think I will. I'll put that on my to-do list of things I need to do. I had a staff pick, but I forget what it was. And I didn't write it down. So just, Steph, you can go.
I'll watch the same stuff as you guys. However, I did have Prime pop up and say, "Oh, we got the first season of I'm Dying up here," which I never watched. I only watched that first episode of the first season.
Good show.
Well, we blew through the first season and then we went ahead and signed up for the stupid free preview so we could watch the second season. I love the show. It infuriates me that they didn't renew it again. I don't know I don't want to know how it ends. Like I'm on episode 2 or whatever of season 2. And I love the show so much. I don't understand.
The show kept going. It could have gone all the way to the comedy glut of the 80s. They could have really
Why didn't Netflix or Hulu or somebody give them whatever they wanted? I don't get it. Because, I mean, this show definitely had the bones to go for like 5-6 seasons.
No ratings.
I
nobody's
really
watching
feel like they just didn't have the visibility that they could have gotten if they were on a streaming platform.
It won an Emmy, I think.
I think they're making a documentary now about the Comedy Store.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I would highly suggest to anybody, if you have Prime and you never got into the show, watch the first season on Prime and then probably go ahead and sign up for the free preview Showtime and watch the second season like I'm doing. And I've been dipping back into old movies here lately. I watched Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction holds up.
Yeah,
that is a scary-ass movie.
Yeah, she's nuts. And then his wife forgives him. That always pissed me off. It's like, why don't you just leave this piece of shit?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Anne Archer is like beautiful, wonderful. I don't get it. And especially like the first time that he sees her at that party and she's making that face, she looks like Mark McKinney when he played the chicken woman on The Kids in the Hall.
I'm a chicken woman. I'm a chicken lady.
Like, what was it about her?
Yeah, I did. Glenn Close to me never, even back then when she was young, I mean, she's an attractive woman, but I was never like, I don't picture her as like.
Is she attractive? I feel like she's what they call a handsome woman.
Well, I don't want to debate that. I mean, or
No, I'll debate it with you. No, ew.
I don't want to put her down, but she wasn't like, if you're gonna get like, I don't know, you needed to have something a little less mannish. I mean,
Sharon Stone, okay, for sure.
Yeah.
She'll lure you away from your wife. You'll get in trouble with her. This chicken face, and then just the whole sink water and the dirty dishes and the water and the freak fest. But the movie is amazing. She is such a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
And tension, and I mean, that is just a really well done movie. So if you've never seen Fatal Attraction, some of our younger viewers or listeners may have never watched it. Watch that movie. It's pretty damn good. And I'm cheating on my husband because I'm watching a movie behind his back that we're supposed to watch together, but I didn't want to wait. It's called The Devil All the Time on Netflix. It's got Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and Pennywise, one of the Skarsgårds, and it takes place like in the 50s. And it's a fucking good ass movie, but I'm watching it on my lunch hour at work, and he doesn't know, and I'm going to pretend like I never saw it whenever we watch it together.
Well, now he's going to know, unless he doesn't listen.
Listen to this
podcast.
Okay, good.
Oh, goddamn.
Speaking of Pennywise, did you see the other day that there's a rumor that Stephen King's writing a sequel to It?
No.
He hasn't confirmed or denied it. I think
there's come up with the third Talisman book already. I know.
Well,
Peter Straub's very sick now. I don't think he's going to make it to another book.
They are making a one of those anthology series set in Derry, Maine. So maybe we'll see Pennywise again. I didn't know that Straub was sick. Yeah, if they're going to do another Talisman book, they better hurry up.
I know.
By the way, my staff pick, Great British Baking Show.
Good? Oh, yeah, it's coming back.
Back now already, right?
Oh, yeah.
No, net 9:25.
Oh, okay.
And we got a new co-host with Noel. It's that other British dude. The one he looks like a big dolphin. You know which one I'm talking about?
He looks like Kyle's dad.
The bald guy?
Yeah. He's got just a whole porpoise vibe.
Well, did he do it on purpose? All right, I'm sorry. So is that it?
For those cookies. That was the highlight of my week.
What?
That's going to be some cookies from Detroit.
Which one was your favorite? Did you try them all?
Yeah, the peanut butter lava one, or peanut butter volcano was the best one.
What? I want that cookie.
We'll see. Now that was also the most expensive one. That's why there was only one of those.
Right.
Because that one cookie was like $5 for that one freaking cookie.
I can see why, man. That cookie was amazing.
Tell me why. I want to know about this cookie.
It was like you know those cookies that are like a peanut butter cookie, and then they put like a Hershey's Kiss on top.
Yes.
This is kind of like that.
Okay.
But the Hershey's Kiss was ginormous, and it was full of peanut butter.
Oh.
It's called the Peanut Butter Volcano. But you didn't like the 8 Mile chip?
The 8 Mile chips were good too. There was one that
it's an 8 Mile cookie. 8 Mile mix.
Had Better Made chips in it, and then there was one that had barbecue Better Made chips in it. Those are good too.
What the fuck, man? Where are these magical cookies from?
It's from the Detroit Cookie Company in Ferndale, Michigan.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys look at, if you ever want to, Jeff's a great spokesmodel for them, is the Detroit Cookie Company, Ferndale, Michigan. Look them up on Instagram. Their Instagram is straight up food porn every day.
Oh, I can't have any of that shit yet till I hit my optimal weight. But I can after that.
You're wasting away.
I am not wasting away.
You got a very Auschwitz thing going on over there.
Hey, you can't give yourself a reward for one cookie.
When I'm off I'm still whatever, Steph.
You had a doctor take a 35mm camera in his hands and shove it straight up your ass. You deserve a cookie after that.
Yeah, he used a 35mm with a zoom lens. He didn't have
telephoto
pipe, just a tube with a camera, and he just get that in there. Oh, they let you do it when they're 14 or 15, but when they find out you're 18,
your fingers are too big.
Well, that's how I catch football so good, but that's all right.
That's right. I wish I could do a better Al Michaels. It's hard to do Al. You just do Kermit.
Pop your eye out.
What's that?
You gotta pop one of your eyes out.
Do I have a glass eye?
Al Michaels?
Yeah.
He also
has false teeth that jaggle around when he's speaking. Chris.
What do you think?
So new.
What do you think? Do you think John Madden's just like in a room somewhere right now? Just in a room staring at the ceiling?
It's on a bus somewhere.
Yeah. Why?
Because I haven't seen him. It's like Jack Nicholson. I haven't seen him in a while. I feel
Nicholson,
like
I heard has dementia or something.
Yeah. I hate it whenever they just
run for president.
You got a good chance. Oh shit, Jack Nicholson, if he ran for president, I don't care if he was completely demented. I think he'd still get voted in.
You're gonna wear that goddamn mask.
He just have him do a monologue from The Postman Always Rings Twice.
From that movie.
Just that one. At the debate.
So well. It's easy. I just think of man. What does he say? It's easy. I just think of a man and I remove reason or something.
How do you write women so well?
I think of a man and I take away reason and accountability.
Exactly. Just do everything as good as it gets.
Yes.
And that's Trump's entire campaign.
I carry a bag of bacon with me. All right. So, what did you guys think last week when we started talking about this week in pop culture history? And every day now on our Twitter feed, which is at @radio_labyrinth, on our Facebook page, which is Radio Labyrinth on Facebook, sharing that stuff and interacting with the audience. You guys digging that?
I mean, the people seem to enjoy it. They like their little trip down memory lane every day.
Yeah, and the drawings accompany some of them. I'm going to start giving those away, not the originals, but doing something where we can do a print to send to people if that would be cool.
Oh, yeah. The artistry is chef's kiss. Truly.
Well, it's fun. I like doing it.
No, you're doing a great job. You are.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'll do for you what my parents never did for me. I'll encourage you.
Yeah, I didn't have that either. Hey, Mom, look, I drew this. It looks satanic. It's not. It's satanic.
You're going to hell.
She would do shit like that. It's evil. It's satanic. All right. You don't want to hear what I'm listening
to. It is end times.
Yeah,
hey, look, you're going to have the snakes. The snakes and the gnashing of teeth. There's going to be the gnashing of teeth.
Now's the time we thank all of our Radio Labyrinth producers. Producer is a Radio Labyrinth Patreon member who donates $25 a month or more to our podcast. So, without further ado, thank you, Chad Shepard, who is also a sponsor, who comes in at the $50 mark, and we appreciate it very, very much. Chad has been a member since October 6th, 2017, and we love you for it. Also, thank you to Brian Smith, Eric Malmstrom. Eric has been with us for almost 4 years. John Sutherland, member since 2018. Keith Tate, since October 14th, 2016. Matt Carter, since November 12th, 2016. Mike D, since August 1st, 2018. Sean Hall, since April 22nd, 2018. Todd Ellis, a member since January 19th, 2020. He's the youngest one. And last but not least, Emily Warren, who joined up on May 19th, 2018. Thank you to each and every one of you so very much.
So we're going to bust through this real quick, and then we're going to wrap up the show. But these are all the days leading up to our next show. So we're going to start with, of course, the 23rd of September, which is, of course, Wednesday, the day this show drops. So on September 23rd, 1962, the Jetsons debuted as ABC's first all-color television show. I loved the Jetsons. Did you guys?
Yeah.
Boy, Elroy.
Judy. Wait.
Pop work.
Yeah, E-Pop work.
I was a Spacely Space Sprockets.
Yes.
Cogswell Cogs, man.
Nope, Sprockets.
Sprockets. I liked Coswell too. Cogswell. Cogs, you don't it? Yeah, that was a good show. It was a fun show. I don't know that I'd want to live up in the air like that and walk my dog outside without any handrail on a conveyor belt.
I would have Rosie go get me Krispy Kreme all day.
Mm-hmm. Meet. Yeah, well, she started going to protests and shit. You know, that's the thing. I don't know what year that's supposed to be set in, but boy, we don't have flying cars. We're not living in the clouds, and we don't have robot slaves or treadmills outside of our floating apartments.
Did you see the guy, though, last week? I think it was up in Canada. He got pulled over because he was asleep in his Tesla doing like 100 miles an hour on the freeway.
No.
Yeah.
That's funny, though. He
was just knocked out. The car
was driving itself, man.
You put it in auto, which, you know, obviously you're not supposed to do that. But, yeah, it was just cooking. It was doing like 100 miles an hour on the freeway.
I can't wait for that to take over. In 1992, Mad About You debuts on NBC. I never really got into that show very much. I didn't hate it, but I didn't watch it really.
I liked Richard Kind.
Yeah, I like Richard Kind. I never really was a big fan of
I watched it for a couple of years, but then it just kind of fell off, and I didn't watch like the last maybe 5 seasons.
Yeah. I like Helen, but, you know.
Yeah, I liked both of them, and the show was funny. I just don't know whatever happened. I just got interested in something else.
Yeah. What was it on? It was on Thursday nights?
NBC.
Yeah,
Must see TV. 2003, a show I've only watched once. NCIS premiered on CBS.
Isn't that a maritime show?
Well, it's Navy cops itching servants. I don't know.
Maritime.
Yeah, it's maritime. And then there's a NCIS. There's 2 of them, I think, or 3 of them. I know that Ice Cube is, or not Ice Cube. LL Cool J is on one of them.
I don't like Murders on the Sea.
I don't either. I like them on the sea. Here's a show I've never seen. One Tree Hill debuted in 2003 also. In 2009 on the WB. No, 2003, sorry. And then in 2009, ABC launched Modern Family. Now, that show ran for how long? When did it?
Now, it just ended last season.
Just ended. So it ran 10 years. Pretty good run.
It ended for me about 5 years ago.
I never watched it. I tried watching once, and I didn't like it. I didn't like how
I didn't do it.
I like the first 5 seasons.
I like Ed O'Neill and just about anything, but I just like him. He's all right. On September 24th, which is Thursday this week, The Tonight Show premiered on NBC with its first host, Steve Allen. Was quickly replaced by Jack Parr, who then quit in a moment of idiocy, and then Johnny Carson came in. So those are your first 3 hosts of The Tonight Show. And then it had 3 more. Let's see. In 1964, The Munsters debuted on CBS. Dun, 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 dun. Hyman. I love The Munsters, man.
I only saw it in syndication, but yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't born yet, but it was on every day. You thought it would, by how often it was on television, you would have thought it ran for 10 years.
Can you do Grandpa?
Hyman.
Now, Hyman. No, I can't do it.
You could if you worked on it.
Oh, if I worked on it, yeah. Grandpa. Grandpa. I love that guy, too. He's a great actor. Fred
Gwynn.
Yeah.
Good Lord, no.
There's an interesting, good Lord, no. You can find this on YouTube if you type in Yvonne DiCarlo. That's who played Lily. Type her name in. You can see one of her final interviews, later in life interviews that she did with Vicki Lawrence. Vicki Lawrence, when she had that talk show, talk about Ellen. Vicki Lawrence was condescending as fuck. And then they brought Butch. But she wasn't a good host. I look back on those old interviews. Vicki Lawrence was not good. I watched it every day back then too, but not very good. I'd rather watch Ellen. All right. Let's see. In 1968. 60 Minutes begins, and it's still on the air today. In 77, ABC debuted The Love Boat, which was a Saturday night fixture right before Fantasy Island for a number of years for me. 1991, the Red Hot Chili Peppers released Blood Sugar Sex Magic, and Nirvana released Nevermind on the exact same day. How about that?
Wow. Two polar opposite albums.
But two big Gen X albums that came out on the same day. I mean, that was the soundtrack for a lot of people for the first couple of years of the 90s right there.
Sure.
Two records. The Sci-Fi Network launched in 1990. That was actually 1991. In 1992, the Sci-Fi Network launched, and the first thing they showed was Star Wars. And then in 2007, speaking of geek stuff, Big Bang Theory began on CBS. Which I never really liked.
I like the first few seasons.
I never watched it. Well, sometimes. I was still living with Jeff then, so if he was watching it, sometimes I'd sit down and watch it. Let's see. September 25th, which is Friday. In 1970, both The Partridge Family and The Odd Couple debuted on ABC. So what a lineup, huh? Going from The Partridge Family right into The Odd Couple. I watched an episode of The Partridge Family the other day. It's pretty good. I like that show better than The Brady Bunch. You always had shows that complemented each other. You had I Dream of Jeannie and Bewitched, and you had the Brady Bunch or the Partridge Family. And I like the Partridge Family better, but that's just me. And speaking of which, Danny Bonaduce is now on Cameo, and he was pretty cheap.
Nice.
It should be.
Cameo too, but you get a discount if you're underage. All right. Let's see what else happened on that day. In 1980, Led Zeppelin's drummer died. He died choking on puke because he was drinking.
Someone else's puke.
Yes, I choked on someone else's puke. Was that from
Spinal Tap?
That's what I thought. Yeah, he passed away, and pretty much ending Led Zeppelin. And then in 2006, Heroes premiered on NBC, a show that had amazing potential and then quickly went to hell. Remember how quickly that show just went? I loved it. The first season was amazing. But
Not the one that had the little fidget on there.
The cheerleader?
Yeah, the Hayden Pantier. She had that little
Save the
fidget.
cheerleader, save the world.
yeah, there was a whole bunch of cool stuff. And George Takei was in it, and Eric Roberts was in it. I love Eric Roberts. He's a good actor. But it's a good show. And then it just, like with anything like that, it just went to hell. On the 26th, which is Saturday, the Beverly Hillbillies premiered in 1962 on CBS. CBS also gave us Gilligan's Island premiering on September 26, 1964. Most of these shows, by the way, are shows that we saw in syndication, and a lot of you listening saw in syndication. You didn't see them first run. But, I mean, because they were on those, they were cheap and easy, and they didn't have to pay any of the actors, they were able to show them over and over again. And the actors didn't get dick for them like they do now. Gilligan's Island, 1964. Hawaii Five-0 debuted on...
the original, not the new one.
Right. The same network, though. The one with Jack Lord premiered in 1968. Good show. And that was on for a while because I knew if I heard that theme song on when it aired, I knew I was...
You better get in bed or you're going to get a spanking.
Well, I don't know about a spanking, but I knew I'd get yelled at. My mom would fall asleep on the couch after my parents split up. My mom would fall asleep on the couch with TV on, so there was something on I wanted to watch. That's how I saw like Donnie and Marie or any of those cool variety shows. I would just sneak out and sit and watch them, and she'd wake up, go to bed. All right. Yeah, so that's so much for that. The Brady Bunch, speaking of those shows, debuted on ABC in 1969. Knight Rider came to the airwaves in 1982 on September 26th. I loved Knight Rider when it started. I thought it was a cool show. Cool car, cool dude, cool missions. You guys aren't fans?
Oh, I live for Knight Rider. I got to sit in Kit at the Autorama.
You did?
Yeah, yeah. 1983.
Oh,
I
nice.
never got to sit in Kit, but I have eaten a cheeseburger on the floor of my living room.
Nice. That's cool. That's good, dude. Hey, you know, anything to get close to him. Cop Rock debuted on ABC in 1990. That's just kind of a joke because that show didn't go anywhere. And then Star Trek Enterprise debuted in 2001 on UPN. And Star Trek Enterprise was an okay show, I thought.
It didn't get great until Wrecker grew that beard.
No, different show.
Oh, Enterprise. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Enterprise was the
prequel.
Quantum Leap dude, right?
Yeah. Scott Bakula.
Yeah.
There was no Next Generation.
Yeah, it was no Next Generation.
Oh, but it was kind of cool. Like the whole thing with Brent Spiner, the guy who invented the enhanced humans, that whole thing, and how Klingons changed from looking like people. It was really cool. It explained all that stuff. And now, of course, they have Discovery, which is just music on that date. Pretty Woman was number one. Roy Orbison in 1964. The Beatles released Abbey Road in 1969. And Whitney Houston ruled the charts today in 1987 with Didn't We Almost Have It All? What a great song. September 27th, not much. The Cleveland Show premiered on Fox in 2009. I never really liked that show.
I liked it later. I liked it after it got kind of canceled. That's when I started watching it. Yeah, it is. It's a funny show.
Maybe I'll go back and revisit it.
I remember I didn't like it at first because it wasn't Family Guy. And I'm like, and now it's, I don't know. Watch it now. I think you might think it's funny.
Okay. I'll give it a shot. September 28th, TV premieres Tennessee Tuxedo, CBS 1962. Carl Sagan's Cosmos kicked off, and I watched this a lot in the 80s, especially the early 80s. That started on PBS in 1980. Billions and billions, which he never said. Miami Vice started in 1984 on September 28th on NBC. And now we will start The Next Generation started in 1987. Syndication, because there was no, they just sold it. Paramount sold it, and I forget who carried it in our neck of the woods. I really don't remember, but it was on. I remember.
Channel 11?
Might have been Channel 11. It was a big deal that they put that series out. And again, it wasn't on a network. It was just 1987, new Star Trek show. And we'll top it off here. September 29th, TV premieres My Three Sons on ABC in 1960. My Favorite Martian with Bill Bixby and Ray Walston premiered on CBS in 1963. Alice began in 1976. Now that show I watched because my mom watched it. Also CBS. That was a good show. I liked Alice. I thought the acting was really good, and I like Mel. Mel was cool because he always yelled at him. Cheers kicked off on NBC in 1982. Amazing Stories began on NBC 1985, which was the first show to have a CGI or computer generated intro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe so. It was really cool. It had that Last Starfighter animation look. Let's see.
The new one is good too on Apple TV if you want to watch them. There's only 5 of them, I think.
MacGyver kicked off on ABC in 1985. I liked MacGyver. It was
the original one, not the remake.
Right. The one-man A-Team. Designing Women began on the 29th in 1986 on CBS. And 30-something, the show that I did not watch, began on ABC in 1987. I didn't watch it because I like Poindexter better as a violin-playing nerd.
You've always had some problem against Timothy Busfield.
Oh, I hate Timothy Busfield. Boy, put up your Duke's time, Timothy Busfield. So that's this week in pop culture. All right, so before we wrap up, let's thank our sponsors. I would like to first thank Atlanta Pizza in Euro, who are open, by the way. They're providing and takeout and curbside service. If you prefer that to going in and sitting down and having a meal. I look forward to going there after I have reached my target weight of 165. Then I'm going to go pig out on some pizza because I haven't had any in a while. But if you want to go there now, it's in Conyers, Georgia. You go to their website, AtlantaPizzaEuro.com. You can order online, pick up or delivery. And remember, if you've been there and you like the food, go to Google and leave a review for Atlanta Pizza in Euro. Also, we cannot forget our friend Brett Perkins and his business, LDI Repro Printing of Athens, Georgia. They have all of your construction printing needs, commercial or residential, and they've been in Athens, Georgia for 15 years, since 2005. With fast turnaround and affordable prices, call 706-316-9366 or email them at athens@ldiline.com. So thank you to both of our sponsors. We very much appreciate it. If you're listening to the show on iTunes, or by the way, we're on Amazon now. So if you're an Amazon Music member, you can go and listen to the show there. We're on Spotify. We're on everything. But no matter where you are, please rate and review us. It's very helpful. And if you're watching the YouTube, subscribe and click the thumbs up button, not the thumbs down. There's never a reason to click the thumbs down button, but click the thumbs up button and comment. Let us know what you think of the show. And by the way, I'm not going to say it, but I'm really looking forward to the idea that Steph had that we're going to start next week. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have to pick one, and then we'll go from there. So, Steph, would you like to give us an update on the barking animals?
Oh, yeah. Just, as usual, go to barkvilledogrescue.org if you are interested in possibly fostering, or if you're in the market to adopt a cute little munkle, punkle, chickle, snackle. We got a bunch of them. And, donate if you got a couple bucks. We'll take anything. We'll take 50 cents. We'll take whatever you got in your couch. Anything you got. We need it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. This little one of mine, she's done really good. I mean, she's gotten so good, and now she's going to have to go up north to our sister people. They've already got applications for her up there.
Where?
So, I think she's going to, because we have 3 up north locations. I think she's going to New Jersey.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they love their dogs up there. That's all. I mean, and plus she'll never have to pump her own gas. So I'm happy for her. There's always that.
She'll have to ask until 2029, but that's okay.
That's the only bad part about the fostering is, just when you get them so good, you get them all good, and they go off. They go off and live this wonderful life that they never would have had without you.
Well, you're doing a good thing.
Yeah. There's that, right?
Jeff, any final thoughts from you?
No, keep it canine.
Keep it canine. Well,
yeah, and check out Detroit Cookie Company. Maybe I could get them to be a sponsor.
Yeah.
It's you bastards. I can't eat that shit yet. All right, guys. Until next week, please remember to keep it
canon.